Good afternoon. I'm back. Um, I'm on the stream for about an hour. I think my kids are coming home early from school. I'm not sure. My wife has a disappointment, so it's totally possible I might be interrupted during this stream. So don't be surprised if I ditch out like I did earlier today, randomly. Okay, we need some music, don't we? Let's see. Let's get some music going here. Sitting in silence is not. It's not the thing. Terminal. I should also probably post. There's some people that wanted me to start a Discord, so I started one. There's only like 4 or 5 of us in there, um, but those guys asked me to post in the Discord whenever I go live, so I should probably do that. How are y'all doing today? I don't think anyone's here yet. And we still don't have any music. God, what is my problem? There we go. That's much better than silence. Although I never know if it's like if the music's too loud or not loud enough, but hopefully that sounds all right. All right, let's do something. I'm kind of thinking maybe, I don't know. Originally today I thought I wanted to spend some time setting up Podman, but then I was looking at their documentation. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if um, I don't know. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we get into. I have no idea. This might just be a vibe based agenda. I've got a list here of things that people have either told me to do or things that I want to do. Okay, I definitely don't want to try learning a programming language during lunch. Um, I'm kind of curious about Godot. This was something somebody had recommended to me that I try for writing games, and it looked like they had a pretty fun tutorial here. But honestly, I don't know either. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what we should do. What I worked on yesterday actually was not at all related to this. Um, and so maybe what we do instead is we keep going on with the model context protocol, which is what I was exploring yesterday. And I got it working, watch. So now if I open Claude, so now Claude, I don't know if you guys have used Claude Desktop. Techno Asian, bro, I'm sorry, but straight up, you look like your name's Mason. I don't get that joke, man. Like, I'm guessing that is a reference to something. But, yeah, my name's Steven. I don't get the joke, though. Also, I don't get your username. What's the story behind that? So now that I did that model context protocol tutorial yesterday, so now my Claude Desktop has the ability to get weather forecasts. So now I can ask Claude, what is the weather in Olathe, Kansas today? See, allow for this chat. I think I'm going to keep building on this. Not weather related, but look at that. It's going to be 76 degrees. It's actually 76 outside right now. 72 degrees right now. It's nice, man. It's super nice. These are the best time of the year. It starts out super cool, like jacket weather, cozy mornings, cozy evenings, and the middle of the day is nice. Nice and warm. Plenty of sunlight. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I think I'm just going to keep kind of expanding on this this MCP learning that I've been doing, this model context protocol. So I think I'm going to make a new project. I'm going to make a dir called Onyx MCP. Oh, no, hold on. Remove. No, don't do that. Onyx MCP. And then I'm going to call it make dir Onyx MCP -server. And I'm just going to set this up exactly the same way as they do in the tutorial. The only difference is I'm not going to be talking to the weather API. Opinions on women? Women are wonderful. I don't know why you care what I think of women. I mean, women are people. People are wonderful. Yo, I'm her again. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Matt. Oh, yo, I'm here again, I think is what you meant. How are you doing? I'm Matt. What are we doing today? Today we are looking at building or doing the initial foundation of trying to explore building our own model context protocol server. That's a mouthful. Bend Hey Ho 419. You can go fuck yourself, Bend. you can go fuck yourself. How about that? And what position somebody uses the restroom in doesn't mean anything. What is your problem? FNAF, man. Yo, what's up? How are you? Apologize, you entered at a very spicy moment of the stream. My tolerance for trolls in the YouTube chats is minimal. You know? I match energy type of thing. Okay, so let's set this project up. We're just going to follow the same instructions. Why you prefer Windows than Linux, man? Demonic. Ooh, that's quite the username. What are you going to code? Poor Vanch. I'm going to code a little model context protocol server. That's what I'm gonna code. Back to your question, Demonic. Why do I prefer Windows than Linux? I don't know if it's necessarily that I prefer it. It's just what I've been using for the last couple of years. I have WSL set up, and I have some Linux VPSs that I use to host things and do things with. But for a daily driver, I feel like Windows makes the most sense for me because I can do all my development stuff. I can do all my content creation stuff. I can do all my productivity related things. And it seems like if I moved to a Linux device, that would be great for development related activities, but might make doing other things painful. So I use Linux mainly for servers and for hosting things and when I need to do Linuxy things. But yeah, the Windows laptop works great. I'm Matt. Leave the like, guys. Let's support him. Well, that's nice of you guys. That's nice of you, Matt. Encouraging people to hit that like button. Okay, so we need to go model context. Yeah, quick start. And we want to go for server developers, and we're just gonna follow their same quick start, and then we'll use that as our base, and then we'll jump from there. So let's see. I don't want to do Python. I want to do TypeScript. I need to install my dependencies. Oh, I think I also should have. Hold on. Hold on. Remove this. Make dir Onyx MCP server. npm init-y. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll say install this. I tell you what, Zod has become quite a fundamental library in the TypeScript ecosystem, hasn't it? I'll leave the like, guys. Let's no, hold on. Demonic says, how can I resist myself from using ChatGPT while coding, man? I know all about coding, but when I start, I get blank. Demonic code offline LLL with Notepad++. Yeah, I mean, that would be one way. Michael Brograns. Dude, you're a troll, bro. Those, no wonder you feel conflicted. Those are like diametrically opposite things. They cannot coexist. Tom, bro, I have no knowledge of coding, but I tried bug hunting. I testing on one target, got the website redirect to payment page. When I use Wayback Machine for sensitive information, do you think it's sensitive? Tom, I can't give you really any advice on bug hunting, man. Because if I told you, if I gave you some advice, it'd probably be wrong. So, DB, thanks for saying hi, for waving. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Demonic, yeah, I mean, what Matt said, if it was me, like, if you're trying to learn how to code without relying on ChatGPT or AI assistants, just disable it, you know? I guess the one problem is, like, you will just go to the website. So you'd literally have to disconnect from the internet, which may not be conducive to other things that are involved in coding, right? I do find one of the things I don't like about coding with Copilot is sometimes I do find myself having the Copilot pause. Do any of you guys know what that is? The Copilot pause? People make fun of it, but it's definitely a real thing. And when I find myself doing it, that's when I know, hey, I need to take a break for a little bit from working with Copilot. Oh, yep, my kids are coming home early, so I'll probably get interrupted here in a minute or two. I won't quit the stream, but I might have to step away. Sanjay, how are you doing? I'm Matt. Do you know Ruby? I do not know Ruby. I hear good things about it. Never written any of it. I haven't really read any of it either. I did watch the I did watch the Ruby on Rails documentary, which was really good. Vivi, I'm trying to make my YouTube channel, but do not know how. What do you mean, Vivi? Like, you don't know what buttons to click, or what do you mean don't know how? Sanjay, I'm back. Hey, Sanjay, good to see you again. Long time no see. Your exams are over? Nice. How'd they go? Cry me a river. You balding. I don't think so. I mean, it's entirely possible that I am, but like, if you look at pictures of me now, like if you took a screenshot of my face now, and then when it look at some of my videos, some of my very first videos on YouTube, I think I have relatively the same hairline. Serendeep, hey, new here. What's this channel about? This channel is mainly about programming and coding at the moment. Serendeep. Demonic, should I learn C first or start high level directly? What you did? Yeah, I mean, I haven't written a line of C before. I mean, I think there's probably, people could say there's something to being able to do a little bit in C, so you understand like memory management a little bit, you know. But I have not written a line of C, so I don't think there's anything wrong with either of those approaches. Last one question: how to install WSL distro to different drive other than the C drive? Tom, I don't know. I haven't really done anything unique with my WSL installation, so I'd hate to give you some advice and it be totally wrong. Sanjay, good. I'm glad. Serendeep, Ruby is very good for exploit development. Well, Serendeep, we're not developing any exploits here. And how are you? I'm good, man. Sanjay, I'm good. Life's good. No complaints. I drank my protein shake way too fast, though, and now I wish I had more of it. VV2, I have some on there if you can look at it. So Vivi, are you saying you don't know how to like grow your YouTube channel, or you're concerned what kind of content you should make or type of thing? Like, you have a channel, but how do you make it, I guess, where you have more views, I'm assuming is what you're looking for? Kumar, are you ending the stream? No. I just meant like I might have to stand up from my desk and might have to go let the kids in and stuff. So I'm still here. I'll be around for probably till about 3:15ish or so. I'll probably stream for about an hour. I've been live for almost 20 minutes, so another 40-ish minutes or so. Ali, hi, it's me. Hey, Ali, how are you doing? Demonic, what do you think starting with Go? I mean, I don't think there's wrong with starting with any language, Demonic, just to be clear. I mean, you can start wherever you want. So, you know, and if you don't like that language, you can always pivot to something else. Ali, I took your advice. I'm pursuing my interest these 3 years. I'm going to grind, bro. Nice, Ali. I'm glad, man. Sanjay, I finished 2 new drawings. Nice, Sanjay. Send them over. Let me see them. Serendeep, hey, Steven, can you teach assembly? No. I've not written any C, and I definitely can't teach assembly. I'll be right back. My kids just pulled into the garage, so I'm going to go be right back. I'm going to go get them squared away, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm on dad duty. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, I was saying if I can't write any C, I probably can't teach assembly. So sorry, Sandeep. Ali, hope you have a wonderful, healthy, amazing life and you win the lottery. That would be awesome if I won the lottery. Hunter, what's up, man? It's been a minute. Thanks for stopping in again, bro. Vivi, yes, I don't know. I'm very trying to get into it. Yeah, I mean, Vivi, my advice, I mean, if you want to game the YouTube system or algorithm, there's definitely people out there that make content that can give you way better advice about strategic ways to grow your channel the fastest. My opinion is just make content you like and that you would watch and that you would enjoy. That's what I've done, and that hasn't been necessarily successful, right? So I should say I haven't been necessarily successful doing that, but that's the whole reason I make content is because I just enjoy the process of making. And if other people enjoy what I make, then great. If not, so be it. Kumar, are we going to work on that LLM book today? I'm not planning on it, Kumar. Today I'm planning on working on setting up a small little MCP server. If you know what that is. Sanjay, actually 3, I sent it to you. Did you send it to me on Instagram, Sanjay? Is that where you sent it? What all subjects should anyone read to understand brain machine interface tech and work on it individually? Cry me a river. You need to go find a PhD program. That's that's like cutting edge tech. You're not going to do that stuff in your garage. You're not going to work on that stuff at your desk in your house. That's something you're going to need some formal tutoring, knowledge, mentorship, a proper lab. I don't know anything about what the labs are that work on that stuff, but there's no way I can give you any advice on it. Demonic, you should code a decentralized distributed system and make a new internet. Demonic, I'm a dad, man, with a job. That's like a full-time. That's like 2 full-time jobs. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I couldn't even do that. I don't think I even have the skill set to do that. Hunter, just been busy. Oh yeah, no worries, Hunter. Totally understand, man. Nikki, damn, second live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna try, Nikki. I'm gonna try to do always a 2 p.m. live stream, and if I can fit in a morning one, then I'll fit it in a morning one. Vivi, I don't know how to go live. There should be a button. Like if you're doing it from your computer, you should just be able to right click on the top, click create, and then click live. On the mobile phone, you can't go live until you have, I think, 50 subscribers, I think, is the limit. Sarandeep Singh, NeoVim or Vim? Well, only NeoVim, because I've never really worked in Vim. I mean, sometimes I use Vim, like on my VPSs, but NeoVim's the only one I have much experience with. Sanjay, yes. Okay, so you sent him on Instagram. Let me look him up. Thanks for sending them, man. I haven't done any drawing. I guess I need to log in first. Oh no, this is Threads. I don't want Threads. Well, I thought you had sent me a message. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice, man. Here, I'm gonna show the rest of the chat. These are great, man. That's really good. I like that one. The frog's cool. That looks like it took a little bit of work, like the detail around the fingers and stuff. Nice, dude. Sanjay, thanks for sharing, man. It's cool that you're out there creating stuff. I'm all about people creating and sharing what they're creating. I think that's awesome. Nikki says, I like this. It's good. Makes me have a bit of a social life. Well, that's good, Nikki. I'm glad. I'm going to try to do my best. Sometimes I won't make 2 streams. I know that. But if I can, I will. Professor Oak, isn't the internet already a decentralized distributed system? Yeah, for the most part it is. I mean, there's probably people would probably argue about that, about how decentralized it is and how distributed it is, but yeah, for the most part. Demonic, you need to build the fastest compression algorithm and be a millionaire. Demonic, that's a storyline you stole from Silicon Valley. The show. Mackenzie, hey, what's up, Mackenzie? Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Appreciate you. Vivi, okay, I only have 2. Yeah, if you want to stream from mobile, I don't know why they have that restriction, Vivi, but for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't let you stream from mobile unless you have 50 subscribers. But you can definitely stream live from your computer if you have a computer. Sanjay, thanks, bro. Of course, man. It takes a lot of courage, one, to create something, to have an idea or have something in your head and create it. And it takes a lot of courage to share with other people. So that's awesome, man. Anybody can be a critic, you know? Anybody can be a critic. I think being a critic, though, is kind of lame. Like, if you're a creator and a critic, you know, that's one thing. But if you just like to stand on the sideline and critique other people, I think that's kind of lame. My passion is wildlife photography. Well, that's awesome, Sanjay. Go get it, man. If that's what you love and that's what you want to do that, man. Do we have tech to upload 100 KB PDF into Brain yet? I do not think we have that tech. I could be wrong. I don't stand on that field, but yeah. Like, I don't hang out in the computer brain interface research, but that sounds pretty sci-fi. Let's see. Hey, I'm using a ThinkPad. Can I be a pro hacker? I maybe, Body. I don't know. Do all hackers use ThinkPads? I think you also have to be using Linux too. To be a pro, to be able to call yourself a pro hacker. Nikki, my portfolio is not fully done, but I'll just deploy it for you to criticize. Oh man, I would never criticize that. I don't even have my own. I need to put together my own. So yours would be inspiration. Ali, what's your height and weight, bro? Do you look like a guy? You look like a guy with a sleep build, the strongman type sleeper. My height is like 5'9" on a good day, and I weigh about 230. So I'm technically obese. And no sleeper build over here. I just look like a reasonably strong dad. If that can be a type, that's the type. If you got there, there's some streams of me working out. You can, if you want to actually see what I look like, in all its glory. I have some workout streams. Allie, nah, yeah. Well, I mean, obese in the sense of like a BMI calculation. Like if you did a BMI calculation, you know, I would clinically be, I think, considered obese. And I do have weight I need to lose. Like, for sure, I could stand to lose probably 30 pounds at least. You just unlocked dad strength. That not obese, that's next level strength. Well, I appreciate that, Allie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just want to be able to keep my kiddos in line and not hurt myself moving furniture. I know, pretty lofty goals I have, but goals nonetheless. Okay, so I have that set up now. I need my tsconfig file. I've literally written like 0 code since I started the stream, but that's, you know, I'm okay with that. I've said this before on stream. Like, if I wanted to be super productive coding, I would not do it on stream. Crimea River, that sounds like a federal crime. What you just asked about. So I can't advise you on that. Nikki says, I have two. I don't know which portfolio to deploy. One is for low level, one is for web dev. I know I'm a train like I think Nikki, like I kind of have a similar issue where like my professional experience is as a quality engineer, like doing mostly automated testing, manual testing. So I really need to develop a portfolio that kind of supports that skill set. But I'd also like to develop a portfolio that supports like my software engineering abilities or my developer abilities. Um, and I don't think there's a reason why you can't have two, and then use them to market and promote yourself depending on who you're talking to, right? Like depending on the job you're applying to, depending on the people. I think you could totally deploy two. Um, Sanjay, you're not doing workout streams now? I am. I still am, Sanjay. It just depends on the day. Some days I do an office hours chat, and other days I do a workout stream. Just depends. Allie, let me correct it for you. Hurt myself. Break the furniture. Keep my kids in line. Not look like Kratos. Yeah, that's... like, you could say it that way. Allie, anyways, laters, man. See you, Allie. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you chatting. Professor Oak, automated manual testing. Sorry, there should have been a space in between there. There should have been an and. Automated and manual testing. Sorry. What language is this? I'm working in TypeScript at the moment. I'm working on a model context protocol, and they have it's an Anthropic thing, or an Anthropic developed thing, and so they have an SDK in TypeScript. They don't have an SDK in C#. Amen Amaz said hi. Yeah, man, what's up? Crimea River, federal crime, yes, but not if I do it to Soviets. I think they'll still come for you, man. Sanjay Krishna. Okay, LL. Yeah, I'll still do them. I just the only stream I'm trying to commit to like relatively rigid schedule is this stream. Try to do a 2 p.m. stream where I mostly work on side projects or learn something new or work on some code. Ayanman Aman says that sounds real cool for some reason. It really is, actually. So I can demo it for you what it basically is. So the idea behind the model context protocol is it's supposed to be a way, a shared protocol so that you can develop clients, right? That use LLMs that can then talk to servers that the LLMs can use to access data and perform actions against different data sources. And so like in this case, in their quick start tutorial, what they have you do is they have you build a weather MCP server. So basically you've exposed these tools now to this client, which is Claude Desktop. And so now Claude Desktop knows that it has these MCP tools available to get weather information. And so what I want to do is I want to build an MCP server that I can expose to MCP clients to access data in a particular piece of software. So it's a pretty cool idea. I don't think a ton of people have actually started adopting the model context protocol, but I think a protocol like that makes a lot of sense to exist in this new LLM like driven development world. So I just want to learn about it. I want to understand it. I want to have some practice with it. Nikki, yeah, that's my idea. Deploying two can work. It's always the small things that confuse me. Yeah, I think, man, I wouldn't overthink it too much, you know? I'd get both out there. You can always iterate on them. And if you decide you want to go in more, if you want to push your career, want to push your brand, you know, I always think of yourself as like a brand, right? If you want to push the side of you that's more about low-level programming, more about web dev, you can always pursue that more than the other, right? So, all right, now I need to make my source directory, and I need to make an index.ts file. Okay, now I need to install... actually, let me make sure this all works. Let's just type like console.log here. Right, quit all, and npm run build. Oh, I don't need that part of my build script. That's for people who are using Linux machines. Or I guess Mac OS has the same idea, doesn't it? So we just need TSC. Okay, and then npm or node build index. Okay, it's all working. Actually, let's add another script there so we don't have to keep rerunning this. Start. Okay, now we need to add a library for that other software that I want to talk to. Sanjay, yo, bro, I'm asleep now. It's too late. Yeah, man. See you, Sanjay. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Get some sleep. Appreciate you. All right, so I build an SDK. I build and maintain a TypeScript, JavaScript SDK for this piece of software that my company makes, and it's specifically used to talk to our public API. And that's what I want to make my server do. I want basically to allow Claude to reach into that software and be able to extract data from it, essentially, is what or even it could even actually add data too if we want to expose that. So like on Spring, what is it? It's on npm actually, but I always forget what I called it. Npm. This is it's on Spring API. There we go. So I want this guy. Npm install. I've done this 100 times, and every time I do it, I have to look it up. UKQ music industry. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? What's UKQ? Pablo, hey, what's up, man? How are you? UKQ music industry. Is coding hard? It definitely is, like, early on, in my opinion. Like I tried to explain it to somebody using this chart. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I tried to explain it to somebody using this graph. This was my experience, where basically when you start learning, it takes a little while before you feel like you've actually learned something. Right? It's like at like the 3 or 6 month mark, if you've been steadily dedicating yourself to learning how to code, you know that you know code, right? You know some stuff about code. But every time you kind of get outside the context of a tutorial or a course, you feel a little lost. Then there's this inflection point. Like for me, it felt like it was around about a year or so, where it was like, okay, I can look at a problem and not feel overwhelmed by it. Like I can think about the problem, I can break it down into smaller problems, and I can think about how to tackle it without feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. So it's hard to me. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get over that, once you hit that inflection point, it's like takes off. And also, once you learn one programming language or one coding language, learn how to code in one language, becomes much easier to learn others. Pablo, good graph. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. How was the workshop? It was good. It's good, Pablo. Yeah. Boston Sports Cards. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Been a minute. Been a minute. Okay, so I think I'm going to organize my project a little bit here differently. So I'm going to make a server.ts. I'm going to make a functions.ts. And then my index will be where I run my main loop. We don't need this. We don't need this yet. Don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need that. And this is gonna, what are we gonna call this? We're gonna call this Onyx MCP server. And forget about calling this version 1. This is like this is version 0.0.0 because I have no idea what the hell this is actually going to be. Demonic, is it necessary to design before coding like this MCP? Demonic, I don't think so. It's not necessary to lay everything out. It can kind of help. It can definitely help. Bill Reed, do they pay you good? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Bill. You mean does the people I work for pay me well? Demonic, there are times though when I do sit down and try to think through. Like there's a project where I made a little bit of a diagram that I've been working on where's that? Right? Where I kind of sat down and I tried to think through like what were the pieces of parts, how was I going to deploy it? So sometimes it helps, but sometimes you don't even know what the problem is. You don't know the problem space, and so you just need to kind of start exploring and prototyping. Boston, I am doing well. How are you doing? Nikki, okay, I'm deploying. If there's some issues, just ignore. I'm working on it. Okay, Nikki. Pablo, what's Onyx? So the company I work for is named OnSpring. And so I try to avoid, like, usurping the company name in projects that's related to it. So instead what I do is I usually do ONX as like an alias. It's just my way of trying to acknowledge the fact that like the project is in no way endorsed or supported or formally, associated with my company. So yeah, it's just an alias. UKQ, I remember trying coding one time and somehow ended up corrupting my school PC. Oh man, that sounds like it probably was a difficult conversation. And Mika spent three months learning how to build backend with Node.js. Didn't realize how far I had gone until I finished building my very first backend server without looking up any video or code online. That's pretty impressive. In Duque, I don't think I can say I've ever done that. Like, I feel like almost every project I've ever built, I've looked something up. Bill Reed, he's done this in his sleep. He does this in his sleep. I wish I could do it in my sleep. Sanjit Londe, can I make GTA 6 at home? I mean, there's a lot of open source game engines, so I'm sure you could make... What I want to say? Sanjit, with a long enough timeline, I'm assuming you could get pretty close. But, I mean, GTA is a huge game made by a ton of people, right? So, that would be a pretty ambitious undertaking. Boston, I'm good, thanks. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear it. Meow, hey, I'm new. What are you building? Hey, Meow, thanks for stopping in, man. I do not recognize you, so indeed you are new. I am building, so if you're familiar with Anthropic, the LLM company, they make foundation models. They've developed something called the Model Context Protocol, which is basically this protocol that is supposed to allow servers to expose functionality to clients and have a shared way to communicate between clients and servers. And so I'm building a model context server as an education experience, to learn about it, to try to understand it. Pablo says, and building the foundations of all the previous GTAs. Yeah, exactly, Pablo. So a few decades of development, exactly that. Which is kind of the funny thing, because I think if you've ever built anything, like if you ever coded or programmed everything, um, you kind of know that, like, honestly, it's about solving a lot of problems once, and then it's this amalgamation of experience of all these problems that you've solved over time. So, like, in the context of GTA, over the course of the 2 decades of that development, I'm sure there's a ton of small problems that they had to solve that were tough to solve. And so for you to take that on yourself seems like a tall task. Induque. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your username, by the way. Induque. I think designing is a good part of development. Most of this newly SaaS website I see these days fail in the user experience or even the UI itself. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see. I definitely agree. Design is important. I was thinking more of design in terms of like an architectural perspective of like what are the pieces of the systems and how they fit together. But yeah, I definitely think user experience, user design, is something you should put some thought into. Meow. Yeah, I heard MCP a lot today. Was wondering what it's about. You gained yourself a sub. Keep going, man. I appreciate that, Meow. Yeah, it's kind of like, to me, the thing I've likened it to is like the language server protocol, right? This ability to have people can build clients, people can build servers, and they can expose that function out. They can expose functionality through this like agreed on interface, which I think makes a lot of sense when you think about where LLM powered or enabled applications are probably heading. Is like, you probably want some sort of shared interface that you can program against, instead of always having to work against maybe an individual provider or coming up with your own thing. Whether MCP actually becomes that the industry standard for that, I don't know, but it seems like it's something I should be aware of. Pickles just come to say handsome, how handsome you are. Well, Pickles, thanks for stopping in. Man, I wish I had funny to say. It's fine. My name is an African name, so it might be difficult for you to pronounce, but you did good. Well, yeah, so my name is spelled funny, man. So like when so I've grown up my whole life with people saying my name wrong, so I'm sensitive to it, and so I do try. Even if I do fail, I want you to know I am cognizant of trying. Pablo, MCP is definitely inspired by LSP. Yeah, and for people who may be interested in the model context protocol, Pablo actually seems like he has some experience implementing it, and I'm just learning about it. So definitely, anything Pablo says, I will defer to him. So yeah, which kind of goes with what demonic is asking. Yeah, I agree with what Pablo says. Like, a protocol is really, you could definitely build your own protocol. It just depends on what you want your protocol to do, right? I mean, HTTP, right, is a protocol. And so, you know, UKQ music industry. As a coder, do you think there will be a robot uprising? No, I do not personally. I know there are some people out there who are very doomer on that front, but I do not. And even if that is ever a reality, I think we are very, very far away from it. Okay, and then let's see. I want to go back to those docs, and I just want to take their main loop that they have. Let's see, where's their main loop? Okay. So my server. And then my server is going to have tools. Which actually, I guess I should do this. And then down here, I should do export server. And then... Oh. Export server like that. And then in here, to do... Define... Well, this window is really small. Why am I doing that to myself? Define servers... Capabilities here. And then... This is where I'll define the helper functions. Okay, so okay, this is interesting. I hadn't paid attention to this earlier. So I guess state is this is like your input. This is like the inputs to your tool function. The song's getting to me. So I think what I'll do first is I'll just start with a simple tool that gets my apps. So this reminds me a lot of, if you've worked with Anthropic's API, I maintain a library in C# that is a client for the Anthropic API. And so I've kind of have quite a bit of experience working with their API. And so this reminds me a lot of how you define tools and how you handle tool use. Yeah, see, like, this reminds me a lot of the same type of thing. Well, I might as well stock up on toilet paper. Okay, you just need a big electromagnetic pulse and bye-bye robots. I didn't think of that, Pablo. That's pretty good defense. Has anyone ever told you you look like Kevin Hart? He's a really good actor. No, I've never heard of him. Or I don't think I've ever heard of him. Kevin Hart? Well, I mean, the Kevin Hart actor that I know of, I don't look anything like him. So is that like more of a joke? I have heard that I kind of look like Kevin James. I've heard that. iMachine Studios, what's up? Hey, how are you doing? Pablo, yeah, exactly. Is an app a resource? Yes, basically an app is a resource. Exactly, Pablo. It's just in that software, it's an app is like a collection of records, is basically what it is. Do you use all the letters of the alphabet as a coder? I mean, you can. I don't know if you would. but you can. Toad Sage. Yo, morning, man. Hey, how are you doing? Nikki, it has been deployed. Fantastic, Nikki. So in the time that I've accomplished very little in the last 4 hours, you've written a portfolio site and deployed it. Nice. Makes me feel very good about my productivity. Should you use resources instead of tools, or what's your plan? So I guess Pablo, when I'm looking at going back to their quick start code, oh nice. So when I'm looking at their code, Pablo, basically, right, this is a function, right? A tool is basically a function with some inputs, and there's some validation that they're doing with those inputs. And so what I'm guessing is right now I'm thinking the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a tool that allows getting a list of apps or finding an app. Because that's sort of like the root resource in the software is like you need to have an application in order to like get reports or get data. So that's kind of where I'm thinking is like I'm gonna basically have tools that call our public API or a public API and then just return that data back is what I'm thinking. Toad Sage just came back from cycling and doing dishes. Nice. I did some cycling earlier, some indoor cycling on the bike. It is. They use Zod validation in this example. They use Zod validation, which I don't know if that's required. I honestly don't know. It's just that's how they did it in their quick start. And I'm sure they have other documentation here. I'm just on their quick start page, but I'm sure there's more documentation here. Okay, so this is what Pablo's talking about resources. I don't know what the resources are. So resources are how you expose data to LLMs. They're similar to GET endpoints in a REST API. They provide data, but shouldn't perform significant computation or have side effects. Okay, so maybe I do want to use resources, Pablo. And then tools let LLMs take action through your server. Unlike resources, tools are expected to perform computation and have side effects. Okay, interesting. So that's how they're kind of separating like queries and mutations. They're like saying resources is how we get data. We don't have side effects. We don't do any mutations. Tools are how we take actions. That's kind of interesting. Toad Sage, hey man, have you heard about TypeScript Go? I have, Toad Sage, yeah. So I actually not that I expected you to or anything, but I shared a post on my channel about it. There's a video. I don't know if you've watched the video from Anders Hallsberg. It's a Microsoft video where he kind of talked. Oh, you watched the videos Theo made? Yeah, I didn't watch the video Theo made, but I just watched. I watched this video. It's on YouTube. It's on the Microsoft Developer Channel, and it's Anders Hallsberg talking about why they've decided to do this and why they picked Go and why they didn't look at why they looked at other languages to do the rewrite in, but ultimately chose Go. So yeah, it's crazy news. I'm excited about it. You know, who doesn't love more performance? Pablo, you can use a tool for returning data. In fact, most MCPs do that because not all clients support resources. Oh. Okay. So I guess I should explore using a resource versus a tool, Pablo. A little bit of both. See what I get. Pablo, gotta learn more Go now. Yeah, like I mentioned that yesterday, didn't I? Like, I don't think necessarily the TypeScript tools being written in Go means I need to learn Go, but it definitely has piqued my interest, right? Yeah, it's definitely piqued my interest. Pablo says the Syntax interview is great too. Oh yeah, I love Syntax. I didn't know they have a new episode about over it. Hold on, not Syntax. God, I can't keep up with everything. Oh, he's actually being interviewed. Oh, this is fantastic.
Welcome.
I love that Anders is out doing the interviews. Okay, so after I get off this stream, and like after I get off this stream, like in the next few minutes, this is what I'm gonna listen to. I'm gonna go through it after dishes, usually cleaning. Okay, nice, Toad Sage. Yeah. There's two. It's just hard to keep up with all of it, all the content people make about stuff. But I really enjoy the Syntax podcast. If you guys don't, if anyone here doesn't know about the Syntax podcast, it's very good. Highly recommend it. Pablo, you made me watch an hour-long documentary, so that's fair. Yeah, that is just such a good documentary, wasn't it? I love it. I love the stories behind the technologies. I really do. I think some of those stories are equally, if not more interesting than the technologies themselves. So Claude supports both Cursor and Win. Okay, that's good to know, Pablo. I tell you what, Pablo showed up in my stream at just the right time when I got involved into the MCP world, and he has been so gracious about sharing his knowledge about it. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, Toad Sage likes Syntax. Okay, we got at least 3 Syntax lovers in the chat. That's awesome. UKQ music. I'll watch it, see what happens. Yeah, sure, man. I mean, the UKQ, even if you're not really like a coder or programmer, that's not really your thing. Both the hosts are really funny. They're nice guys. Like the specifics of it might be not helpful, but I think you would enjoy it. Maybe I can learn to delete my browser history. Okay. Pablo, here for you anytime. Yeah, I appreciate it, Pablo. It's very kind of you. Okay, guys. Actually, so yes, my hour is up. So this is about all I have time for these days. So I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. Like I said, I'm gonna try to. I also too need nerd who use Neo. Yes, Toad Sage. All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll definitely be back tomorrow around 2 o'clock Central Standard. So if you're here, let's hang out. Otherwise, there's a link for a Discord in my channel description. If you wanna hang out in our Discord, you can do that. Otherwise, I'll see you another live stream or another video or a short sometime. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, or maybe it's Thursday for you already.